Okay, folks, welcome back. Today there has been an update for the X-lite Pro. I'll show you how to install that firmware update to your radio. So we're going to go to Frsky's website. It's frskyrc.com. Go to Download section. And we're going to find our transmitter. We're working with the X-lite Pro. Go ahead and give that a click. And come down here to Firmware. You'll see that's today. There's a new firmware. Here's some notes. It's fixed a random external antenna warning issue. Really haven't had that issue. Supports GVAR and Heli. I don't know what that means. And there's a firmware update for the internal module. So let's go ahead and click download. If you notice here, SD card contents, that hasn't changed either, so we shouldn't have any issues with that. All right, now that we have that downloaded, we'll go ahead and open that up. And I'm going to save all these files to a folder that I know where I can find it. And I just made a folder called X-lite Pro. I'm going to save everything into there. Okay. Next thing you're going to need to do is we're going to need to fire up our radio. So we're going to go ahead and turn on our radio. Sorry I have it so dimly lit. If I have it any higher exposed, this gets washed out. So we get in here, we're going to hold the stick to the left. We're going to come to radio setup, and we're going to scroll over to this version menu, and we're going to check out which version we have. The date is 4/19 of 19, and I'm just going to note that. All right, so we'll go ahead and back out of there. Go ahead and connect your USB cable. And we're going to use this as a storage device. And we'll wait for our computer to recognize it. And in the firmware folder, I'm going to just copy these two files into here. Okay, now we can close that, and let's go ahead and turn off our radio. All right, next thing we need to do is open up OpenTX Companion. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to save a copy of our firmware just in case. So we're going to come over here. It says read firmware from radio. Go ahead and click that. And we'll just pick a place to save this. So this is X-lite Pro stock firmware. And we'll just save it there. Okay, next thing we need to do is we need to write our firmware to the radio. So we're going to click the down button over here. It says write firmware to radio. And we're going to ignore all this. We're going to hit load. And we're going to find that file that we downloaded previously. And we're going to pick the DFU file here. We're going to hit open. And we should see that we're on version 2.3, variant 2.19, so our SD contents should work, and the build date 5/9 of 19. So this looks right. We're going to hit, make sure we hit check hardware compatibility and click write to TX. And we'll just wait for this to finish. And that's it. And if for some reason your computer doesn't recognize your radio, you may want to download the Immersion RC Driver Fixer program, and that will install the DFU drivers for your radio. So connect your radio, run the program, let it install the drivers, and then give it a shot again. So we'll go ahead and close this, and let's fire up our radio again.
Welcome to OpenTX.
And we'll hold to the left, and let's see what version we have here. And there we go, 5.9 of 19. So there's our new firmware version written to the radio. Now we got to write new firmware to the internal RF module. So remember those files we saved to our firmware folder. We're going to go and select that. And we're going to find this ISRM_P_access version 1.1.1 FRK file. And we're going to hold the stick down, long click, and we're going to select Flash Internal Module. And that's it. Just select OK. And then we can back out of all this and go ahead and shut it down.
Welcome to OpenTX.
And now we can go into our modules, RX version, and we can see that we're on version 1.1.1. Also, something to take note of is that the owner's manual has changed as of this date as well. So this is not the same as the original manual. It's worth a look to see what the changes are. Let's see if this remains bound to my previous model or if we got to redo the binding process. Okay, so I have my my radio on, and I'll power up my model here in a second. All right, I'm gonna power it up. And it looks to be that I have lost the bind I had on this model. So we'll go down to the RX4R. We'll select bind, and we'll power cycle the model. So we can rebind. And there we go. All set. So after you flash the firmware for the internal module, you do need to rebind, but we don't have to dig into the model and hit any buttons on it if it's already registered to the radio. All we have to do is select bind right here and power cycle the model. Pretty simple. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please put them in the box below. I'm more than happy to answer whatever questions you guys have on this stuff. This is pretty new tech, and it can be kind of confusing. And just trying to learn it. Yeah. Just trying to muddle my way through it so you guys don't have to. All right. Please like, subscribe, click that bell icon. I do a lot of quick updates on my community posts. You don't see my community posts unless you're a subscriber. And just as a heads up, look at this. 84% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribers. Why not subscribe? I mean, it would help me out. Thanks for stopping by. I'll catch you next time.